Every time the economy starts shaking, people do the same thing. They panic. They pull money out. We know that the market recovered last time, but this time it's going to be different. And I get it. The headlines are loud, the market feels terrifying, and every instinct you have says, get out now. That after 25 years sitting across from people who are retired or trying to get there, I can tell you this. The move that feels safest in a recession is usually the one that costs you the most. I'm Josh Maley, the president of Modern Capital, where we help with everything from investment management and tax prep to retirement income and estate planning, as well as our unique performance pledge. So in this video, I'm going to show you one thing I would never do when the economy goes sideways, and the three things I actually do instead. Because if you're close to retirement, this isn't just about staying calm. It's about making sure you don't permanently wreck something you spent decades building. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. Chapter 1, the one thing I would never do and why it wrecks retirements. One thing I would never do is sell everything and move to cash because the market is crashed. But I want to be really clear about something because this is where most advisors lose me. They say don't panic sell, like it's some simple willpower exercise. Like you just white knuckle it through a 30% drop and everything's fine. That's not what this is about. The reason I would never panic sell is because I've seen what it actually does to people who are near or in retirement. It's not just about missing the recovery, it's about the sequence of what happens next. Think about two retirees. Both start with $1 million, both need $45,000 a year, both earn the same exact average over 20 years. The only difference is the order of those returns. Retiree A gets the good years first, portfolio lasts about 40 years. Retiree B hits a bad market in year one and year two, has to keep pulling out that $45,000 while the account's already down. They run out of money in 25 years. Same average return, same withdrawal, 15 fewer years of income. That sequence of returns risk, and it bites people who panic sell in the worst possible way. Let's look at 2020. The S&P 500 dropped 34% in 33 days, the fastest bear market in modern history. People were terrified. Google searches for sell stocks hit an all-time high, and what happened? The market was fully recovered by August 18, 2020, in under 5 months. From the bottom to the end of that year, the market gained over 65%. How many of the people who sold after the market crashed in March were back in the market before the recovery started? They locked in a 34% loss and then watched the recovery happen without them. And this isn't a one-time thing. This is a pattern. In 2008, if you held through a 56% drawdown, you were up 109% over the next 10 years. In 2024, which wasn't a crash but still had volatility, the S&P 500 returned 25%. The average equity investor earned 16.5%. That's an 8.5-point gap in a single year, one of the worst behavior gaps on record, caused almost entirely by poor timing decisions. Investors in equity funds made outflows in every quarter of 2024, with the largest outflows in Q3, right before a major rally. They sold. The market went up, rinse and repeat. I'm not saying staying invested is easy. I know it's not. You've got a mortgage, maybe you've got kids or grandkids, you've got a retirement you've been working toward for 30 or 40 years, and watching that account drop is genuinely scary. The fear is real, and I'm not going to dismiss it. But the math is equally real. And what you need is a plan that has already considered the possibility of a market crash, because I don't see them becoming obsolete anytime soon. Chapter 2, what I do instead, the three-part setup. But we all know that just stay invested isn't a plan. That's a bumper sticker. The way I think about it, there are three things that have to be in place before a recession even shows up. Because by the time it's here, it's too late to build the foundation. One, you need a protected income bucket. Not a 60-40 portfolio, not a generic diversified account, but a dedicated bucket of money that is specifically designed to cover your fixed expenses for the next 3 to 5 years without touching the market. This can include high yield savings, short-term CDs, or maybe even a fixed indexed annuity in the right situation. The whole point is that when the market drops 30%, you're not selling your stocks to pay the electric bill. You're pulling from this bucket, that's where it's going, and that's where it's going for a reason. I don't love the idea of leaving too much cash in long term. There's a real drag on your overall return. But 3 to 5 years of income sitting protected from market crashes, that's still keeping pace with inflation, it's not idle money. 2, you need a growth portion that actually has a long runway. If your protected income bucket is covering the next 3 to 5 years, your growth bucket has 3 to 5 years to recover from whatever the market throws at it. That changes things psychologically, right? You're not watching the market drop and thinking, I need that money next month. You're watching it drop and thinking, I guess I'm buying at a discount. That's a completely different experience. Number 3, you need to understand what you actually own and why. I see people all the time who are holding a bunch of funds their old advisor picked and they have no idea what's in them or what they're supposed to do. When the market drops, they have no anchor and no reason to stay the course. If you know exactly why every dollar is placed where it is, you can hold through a storm. If you don't, you can't. It's that simple. Now there's one more thing I want to address because I know someone's thinking it. Some of you are already in retirement and you're watching your account go down and you're wondering, is it too late? Is it too late to set any of this up? The answer is no. Every situation is different. And there are ways to restructure even in the middle of a downturn, really depending on what you have and what you need. but you need to look at the actual numbers, not make a move based on a headline. 1, look at your withdrawal needs for the next 3 years. 2, see what's sitting in a vulnerable position right now. And 3, make a plan and deal with it. Those are your options. Doing nothing is a choice. It's just not a very good one. The goal is to make sure you're never forced to sell at the wrong time. Build your structure around that. The market will do what it does. We've never seen a 20-year cycle in the market that's lost money. But the only people who actually capture those long-term returns are the ones who don't bail out when it gets hard. That's a win. Simple is good. If you're getting close to retirement and you want to make sure you've got this structure set up the right way, the protected income piece, the growth portion, and the clarity on what you actually own, that's exactly what we help people build. Head to the link below, schedule a time to talk, and we'll take a real look at where you stand.